Okay, so we're here with part 2 of the Aussie Rules Training Cinema webinar. Okay, so we've just covered the off-season. Okay, so now we're into the pre-season. So the pre-Christmas pre-season, I've broken it up into the first bit. So that will start from the first team training session before Christmas, so mid-late November, and that runs through to Christmas. You'll have people start at different times, pre-Christmas, post-Christmas, even blokes like me who don't train at all. But I would strongly suggest that you go ahead with who attends training in regards to this training setup and leave the others behind. So when the other players start, I think it's important to have them start back at the pre-Christmas training that the other people did, even if it's January, February, because they'll still need to build that base. They can't just go straight into the hard training of January, February without the November, December base. So keep that in mind when people turn up. The pre-Christmas preseason goals. Okay, so most of them carry on from the off-season. Okay, so you'll get blokes who will do nothing in the off-season, so it's a good idea to try and get around your players as a coach and find out who's been doing what, so you can somewhat personalise the training for them. Okay, so there's aerobic capacity and power, so this will all be covered between November and December at different times. Okay, lactic power, linear and lateral, which basically just means straight ahead and change of direction, acceleration plus max velocity, which is your top speed. So skill development, body composition, max strength will all be continued, and team tactics might come into your training this early or maybe post-Christmas. Okay, so testing is a good idea, basically just to let blokes know that they are being monitored. They'll be more inclined to put in away from the team training to make sure that their testing is better than the first time they did it. So with aerobic capacity, resting heart rate again is a good one, but because we're now starting to run, you might put a short distance run in for time. You can simply do both of those as well. Aerobic power, which might be a 20-second distance run or a 30-second distance run. Lactic power, again, 10, 20, 30 meter sprints, plus a flying 10 meter sprint. Lactic capacity, you might do a repeat speed test. So that might be the 10 by 20 meters every 20 seconds that we suggested previously. Basically what we're looking at of that test is A, because you time each interval, A, how close to your aerobic power do you get on your fastest sprint? B, how close can you stay to your lactic power throughout the repeated sets? So you take an average time, and obviously you want to try and decrease the average time compared to your lactic power time over time. And then there's also I've put in a footy specific test, which may encounter all of these things plus some skills and other footy related skills. Try and include as many footy skills as you can, but make it flow similar to a game. So it'll be one giant test that may take 30, 45, 60 seconds. So you've got different skills to put in there: kicks, marks, handballs, tackling, getting down, getting up, speed, change of direction, run and position, those types of things. You want to make it all one drill, and you can also grade the skills, so you can grade them on a 3, 5 sort of scale, and you can get a total score at the end depending how you want to make it up. I've got one made up. If you want me to send it through to you, then just send me an email or drop a note on the Facebook page, and I can do that. Okay, post-season, post-Christmas pre-season. So this is runs from the first session post-Christmas team training session to the week before your first practice game. Okay, the week before. Again, the late starters start with the pre-Christmas preseason goals testing and training. Okay, don't start them off at the players' loads who have already been training for 2 or 3 months. If you can, split the players into 2 groups for fitness work, so you can push those who are ready for it and ease the others in who aren't. Okay, so that's what's getting back to the start the less fit guys at the pre-Christmas training load and work them in. Preseason tracking, so if you can, log everything you can from training attendance to testing results, put them up on a board, put them in an app, put them on the website, I don't know, Facebook page, put them where people can see it, hold people accountable. You're going to get the most out of people in that regard, I think. The more feedback you can get, the more analysis you can give, and that's going to increase performance, plus it's going to decrease injury risks in regards to your HRV and your daily wellness surveys and things like that, because you're now personalising the training to the stress levels that the player is currently under, more so than to say go and do this regardless of the readiness to train that you're in. And that's what we move towards. So pre-season tracking, training readiness, heart rate variability, and player wellness. So they're pretty much all the same thing. That you just get a different reading for each one, and you can put it together to find out how the player is. So if you've got lots of outside stresses in your life, family, work, financial, relationships, things like that, they all have a huge impact on the body and how it deals with stress. If a body is under stress, it will not make any other adaptations. So it will not, it won't drop fat, it won't gain muscle, it won't. You've got to put your body in a position to change. If it's under stress, then it's just fighting to get back to normal, let alone to induce a change in fitness and strength and stuff. So these are a good idea to keep track of these numbers. Okay, moving to the in-season. That starts from the week preceding your first practice game, as I said before, and goes right through to the last game of the season. Your goals is to basically maintain your pre-season results, and be as fresh as possible for Saturdays, for game days. Okay, so that's definitely taking into account the HRV and the wellness surveys. You might find that some blokes are really struggling with their HRV by Thursday. They might need to do a real easy session on a Thursday, more so than the regular team session, just to get them up for the Saturday. And there's a thing called training residuals. So what that means is it's how long a training quality stays with you without training it. So we'll get to that in a second. Okay, so aerobic in-season testing. Okay, so we still want to do some testing to make sure blokes are getting enough run in their legs at training, outside of training, and during games. Aerobic capacity. Okay, keep testing that with resting heart rate, because we don't want to be going on road runs during the season. Lactic power, just acceleration, 10 or 20 metre sprints. A 2 metre sprint probably is good enough there. You don't need to go any further. Lactic power, max velocity, continue to use the flying 10 metre sprint. Okay, back to training residuals. So different fitness strength qualities for different amounts are trained without being directly trained. So you can't train everything at once, but things must be trained before they start to detrain. So, the next one. No, so you've got your endurance, strength, and power and things like that. They can stay with you for a certain amount of time, which means you don't have to train them during that time. So, aerobic capacity, for example, is 30 days. So you only need to do one specific aerobic capacity training session in a 30-day period to maintain your current results. So if your current resting heart rate or distance run, meter per second score, whichever way you do it, is adequate, then you only need to hit that 30 days, every 30 days to maintain it. Okay, and there's different time lengths for the different strength qualities and fitness qualities. Next, we'll move into in-season tracking.